So, hey guys, welcome to this brand new testimonial video. Today, I have with me a very special guest, my elder brother, my friend, and somebody who has literally embarked upon this journey and made sure that all the ASF superstars which are there in our group, you know, the threshold and the bar is set very high for them. So, today we have with us Mr. Prashant Gopal sharing his experience with our 12-week ISP program, which is an incredibly simple program. We got into the body recomposition phase, and today we sit a few months later with a completely different person. So let me just give you a little bit of an intro about Prashant, and then he can take over. So Prashant is a working professional. He's a father. He's a bike riding enthusiast who recently completed the Ladakh circuit with myself also. And he's also a cricket player. He's a bona fide member of the Landmark Forum. He's a doting husband. So that is the reason we call him Thalaiva, because he's one person who can do everything by himself. And also, not only an inspiration with this transformation to all the other clients and all the other ASF superstars we have, but his wife has also joined us on a very, bona fide transformative journey. And now, she's trying to keep up with his level of fitness. So, Prashant, now I'm done with the intro. You tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? How you got in touch with us? And the stage is yours.
So thanks for the very generous introduction, Amitoj. Uh, really appreciate that. But yeah, so as Amitoj said, I'm an engineer. I have a kind of a desk job. I'm a leader of the R&D team here, working for GE. And yeah, so it's a normal day job. Not much of travel. A lot of hours on the laptop. So that's pretty much the lifestyle. And of course, um, there was a period of COVID that happened, and since then, even though I was a bit active, yeah, I took to cycling and other things, but eventually, I think 2 years post COVID, when I did my blood tests, I think a lot of parameters were off, right? From a historical standpoint, both my parents are diabetic, so there is something which is there genetically as well. But at the same time, I think cholesterol was high, which was a shock for me. And then and that was probably a moment where I thought, yes, there's something I need to do on a very regular basis. And this was last July. Then I said, okay, let's try something. And I tried on my own. मैंने बहुत सारी चीजें कोशिश करी, regular walks, diet control, but but it was sustainable नहीं. There was nothing that was sustainable for me. So what I was looking at was something which is really sustainable. And कोई डंडा देके मेरे पीछे पड़े, right? मैं वो चीज कर पाऊँ. And I think in our first call, probably this is one of the aspects I shared with Amitoj also, that if left on my own, I would probably do. I mean, that consistency might not be there, but then the moment there is somebody who's there, and that there's somebody accountable for you as well, so you take that much of responsibility also. And how I got in touch with Amitoj was probably one of my friends was sharing generally about these Instagram is full of these fitness gurus. So and then I was just browsing through, and I saw a few of them, and everywhere it was like that in 4 months you get the six-pack abs and blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, it's really funny, 3 months mein kya ho? But I don't know, something just clicked with Amitoj. I mean, I don't really know what that is, but when I saw his reels and he sent me his first video, and all, there's something that clicked and something I could resonate with myself, right? And probably that's what made me jump into this program. Yeah, and then of course this is where we are right now.
And then we have a six pack in 4 months. Hello.
Absolutely.
It is
Absolutely.
possible now.
Yeah, it was not initial part of my plan, but
Yeah.
then as things went, then it is really it really then it was something to look forward to. And I don't know whether Amito has shared this with you, but everybody has this dream, especially guys. They have this dream of एक बार तो six pack होना चाहिए.
एक बार तो होना चाहिए. Right.
एक बार just to flaunt, and that became a reality for me. And thanks to Ankush.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the generous reply to my generous introduction in this case. So, just to give you an insight, yes, when Prashant came in, a lot of things were messed up. I mean, we had a onboarding call with myself and the team doctor at the time. And I mean, I didn't tell him at that point, but I knew that there would be a long path from here on, and I will have to keep him accountable so that six pack was the secondary thing. Even for myself, when we began, I was like, I need to get this person's health reports normal. Because you know what happens is that as you keep on aging, and by the way, sir is in his 40s, you can't make it out right now because you know he's wearing a very nice tight t-shirt behind which he just gave me the secret on what how he got the t-shirt. So we'll tell them that later, Prashant. But
Sure.
so उस time पर I remember that when Prashant got in touch, I was like that, you know, many thresholds need to be surpassed, but I can't tell him all those things because then he will get very, very overwhelmed. But right now we are here. I mean, he recently got his blood reports done. We'll probably flash them somewhere here. And the blood reports were normalized. And he also gave us the opportunity that we actually had some time left in the transformation so that alongside his actual good health, we could also work on the aesthetic part of his fitness, which was like कि लड़कों का एक dream होता है six pack वाला. So we pushed him, and today here we are. I mean, we flash the pictures everywhere because you know I edited them myself. So yeah. So Prashant, okay, great. Now we discussed how we met and how we started talking.
Yeah.
So let's take the viewers through your mindset journey. जैसे अभी आपने starting में बोला कि even I didn't expect, you know, कि जैसे Instagram is full of these trainers, सब बोलते हैं 4 महीने में सिक्स पैक आ जाएगा. You know, it didn't seem something which was very believable. So, what were the changes you started seeing in yourself once we embarked upon this fitness journey together? जिससे आपका भी ये belief strengthen हुआ कि नहीं, now maybe all my fitness vows are going to get resolved.
So I think one of the things was the overall process. I think the first thing I would go for is the process, which didn't seem that it's something which is not achievable,
Hmm.
right? Whether it is diet or whether it's workout, um, what Amitoj, the sense that Amitoj gave and the way he shared, it looked simple, and that's why probably the name of the program is also right, the ISP, right?
Yeah.
So that was one thing which made me believe that it's not something which needed a lot of time, because as I'm working, right, I have a job and I have to take care of my son and other things as well. So that was probably the first thing that struck, that yes, it's not something that's going to take time. I think the mindset shift was in terms of commitment and in the discipline,
Right.
right? I think that is the key, because, and I would acknowledge myself for that, and along with the push that Amitoj gave me, that the moment I got into this program, and I think this is something I shared with Amitoj also. If I get into something with like full trust, and I'll go any length to make that happen,
Mhm.
right? And I think one of Amitoj's key things is when you do the onboarding call, it is that whether we are compatible, right? It doesn't make sense that if our wavelengths don't match,
Absolutely.
it won't work out, right? So that was one, and I think the discipline and the consistency is what I really took on, that because with the overall context of my good health, and with that discipline and commitment that started, when I started this journey with Amitoj, I think I started to see changes quite soon, right? I mean, whether it is in terms of weight loss or inch loss, like weekly check-ins, you see that even if it's 2 or 3 centimeters or 1 centimeter that goes down, you feel happy about it, and then you know that it's working, right? And the moment you know that it's working, you put more into it, right, to see that yes, it's going to work consistently. And at the same time, uh, if there is something that doesn't work, or it is not working as you would probably expect, you have this guy there, right? You have the amazing coach Amitoj here, um, and whatever doubts you have, so they just go off in a flash and you back in your discipline and consistency journey. So I think it's just blindly following the process, whatever is laid out. I think that's the key, and you keep changing, keep seeing those changes happening. And I think one of the things that I shared even with Amit, if you remember the tennis incident, right?
Yes, we
Uh,
posted
it's
that on
it's
Instagram as well. You can tell us
yeah.
about that here also.
So it's not only the entire aspect of you're on the weighing scale your weight coming down, or when you measure it with the inch tape, you're seeing that yes, there is some amount of things that are dropping,
Hmm.
but the overall level of health, right? The overall health in terms of your intensity, your agility. I think those were also like very very key. In fact, there was one. I think it was probably. I think 1 month or 1.5 months once we started the journey. I think it was end of March or beginning of April. And I had gone to I'd taken my son for his football coach, and there were less people, so the coach was playing tennis, and I said, okay, let me join you. Can I join you in tennis? And I was playing tennis after a very long time,
Hmm.
but surprisingly, I was able to, I played for 30 minutes non-stop with him, not feeling tired, no aches and pains, right? And that really made me believe that yes, there is something that's really working,
Hmm.
right? Because apart from the weight and other things, and your you feel good about yourself. You feel good that you were able to go and achieve that, to go and do that. So that probably again firmed up a belief that no other way than just following the process.
Amazing. That's so, so beautifully shared. So, not just football, tennis. Yesterday, we were discussing. Prashant also went to play cricket, and the same thing happened, right?
Yeah,
And talking about his son, maybe we'll spill the beans. This T-shirt he's wearing today belongs to his son. So this was something I couldn't even imagine that would happen. I mean, it's like a very huge compliment for me and for Prashant as well. And talking about commitment, I remember the initial consultation call he and I had, and I think it was a very straightforward conversation because in fitness, it's a two-way thing. It's always a two-way street. It's not like if the coach is good, then everything is going to just metamorphosize into the way you want it to be. You also have to be a good student, and I can say Prashant is an amazing student of the game. And the results, I mean, 10 years younger, 3 centimeters in the first week, and four in 4 months he's like 10 years younger as well. So if you've seen the before after pictures over our
yeah,
Instagram, you would possibly know what exactly I'm talking about. But now, Prashad, since you've been raving and you've been seeing that, there were lasting changes you saw, which kind of made you believe that, okay, something is working. So spill the beans, tell our viewers a little bit about how many days did you work out, and did you just eat boiled, bland foods, and did you just completely give up on your life? And were you just always, thinking quintessentially about fitness and being sad that ye to ab karna hi padega? Or you did something else. So tell us about that.
absolutely not. Not of course, the moment things start working, as I said, you obviously give it more, give it your all. But so when we decided to get into this journey together, Amitoj asked me how many days are you willing to work out. So and we agreed upon 5 days,
Hmm.
right? And so I used to work out 5 days a week, 2 days of rest,
Hmm.
and about an hour of workouts are, or maybe okay, depending on how much intensity you want, but
Right.
taking out an hour or an hour 15 minutes a day is no big deal, right? So for your fitness, and
Absolutely.
that was the mindset I had, that yes, if I need to spend this time, I need to spend this time.
Hmm.
And it never felt like a burden,
Hmm.
right? And with the varied exercises, different days working on different aspects of your body. So you get that, it's not a monotonous. You don't feel monotonous, right?
Hmm.
It's so and it gradually grows on you. You start enjoying it,
Right.
right?
When you see
And
the
and
results, right?
exactly, and when you sweat and all, it's you feel like कुछ कर रहे हो आप,
The
right?
hormonal rush. Absolutely.
So
Rightly said.
and with this, of course, and any fat loss or weight loss program, the key component is for the diet, right?
Right.
And like Amit said, boiled food, or no oil or whatever. So thankfully, so those I didn't have to go through all of that. Um, in I think when we started this, one of the good things that I recall is, Amitoj actually asking me what my diet is. What do I typically have, right? Whether it's like, what do you have for breakfast, what do you have for lunch, what do you have for dinner, what are those snacks that you have in between, and customizing the entire plan based on what I do. For example, besan chila, right? That's something I have for breakfast.
Hmm.
So just adding even those components into this. So I never had to miss out on any food. I had my chole, I had my rajma,
Hmm.
right? But it is just again a mindset from what exactly whether it's the quantity or whether you're having a balanced diet. So that's the mindset you need to have. And none of the days actually felt as if I'm being deprived of something. There is a solution for everything, right? चाहे वो मीठा है, चाहे वो snacks है. So there is a solution for everything. So you don't really feel bored that to follow a very bland diet. Uh, and imagine me being a vegetarian, right? It's tough. So one of the major changes that happened was eating soya. I'm sure. Uh, so my
Vegetarian
wife,
food.
so my wife kept saying that what I was not able to do in the last 15, 16 years of marriage. I mean, so just did it in one call, and soya was something that I took to it, and of course, and of course I would really want to also thank my wife because she could um, make soya interesting for me with different recipes. So that again gives that flexibility that I don't need to have boiled soya.
Hmm.
Okay? I can have soya prepared as a normal vegetable as long as as long as I know that okay, what is the oil, what is the masala and amount that I have to use. So apart from that, it's no big deal. Now it's just seeing that the entire 3 4 months that I did with Amitoj, it was normal for me. And I did have my parties. It's not that I didn't go for parties. I did go for parties. I did a 15-day trip to Ladakh, right? I did a family vacation for about 4 days. All that in, included as part of the entire journey. And and there's a way out for everything. And as I said, Amitosh can give you options for everything that you want to eat,
Thank you, sir.
which
Thank
is
you.
and which is inside of what's acceptable for you from a diet perspective. So no boring diets,
Hmm.
interesting food. The only thing being that you being mindful that you're having something which is balanced. That's it.
Awesome. Lovely. I mean, Prashant has pretty much spilled the beans for all you guys. See, guys, when it comes to dieting, it's not just what you eat, it's also about learning how to eat. And I think that is one skill. Now, Prashant, I can be confident, I can keep my hand on my heart and say that Prashant has acquired that skill of being a mindful eater. And mindful eaters are actually, people who people just look up to and be like, how can he eat all these things and be fit? And that is what I always wanted for Prashant. And talking about his wife, Isha, who's also with us in the program, I mean, she has been nothing short of his superwoman, his support, and now she's with us as well. And she's literally having that. I mean, she and I we have discussions besides what Prashant and I talk as well. And she can make. She's so creative, that she can make even the most boring food in the world very very tasty. And that being said,
Absolutely.
I assure you, Prashant, the next interview that we do after you complete, the ascension part of this program is going to be together with you and Isha, right? So that
Absolutely.
what he's saying, you guys can actually see, what is quintessentially happening when he says that his wife is his support system. I mean, she's really, really amazing. And, you have to give credit where it's due. And also, Prashant is an amazing student of the game, for sure. एक बात बताओ प्रशांत, आप तो
हाँ,
वेजिटेरियन हो, वेजिटेरियन के
हाँ.
सिक्स पैक कैसे निकलते हैं? लोग तो मानते ही नहीं वेजिटेरियन के निकल सकते हैं. So how, being a vegetarian, you have a six pack? Please spill the beans for us.
So as I said, I mean, there is option for everything, right? And the best part is that accommodating what I eat, accommodating what I already have,
Hmm.
and that is probably the key to what Amitoj brings to the table, right? That um, knowing the dietary needs of every person, what
Hmm.
what is what's a constraint, what's not a constraint, and accordingly building that plan. right? For me, like soya, paneer, right? And even so mainly soya and paneer is something that I really look forward to. Again, different types, having it in different ways, and also pretty much it's a mindset, right? That get in more protein in your diet. As a vegetarian, there was zero protein in my diet.
Yeah.
हफ्ते में एक बार या दो बार पनीर खा लिया, right?
हाँ.
And dal खा लिया, and I'll come to that
And
story
गट्टे की
also.
सब्जी खा ली.
I come to that story.
Yeah.
But effectively, just ensuring that when you're eating mindfully, having uh, that sufficient gram of protein. Again, protein. A lot of things people say that you should not have enough protein, etc., etc. But then there is a recommendation, right? There is a recommendation that you can have zero point 0.8 grams of per kg of, which is the acceptable limit for your body to manage.
Hmm.
And just bringing in that mindset that you having your rotis and sabzis and just adding that protein in every diet of yours, that makes a big difference. And also, there are a lot of myth busting things that really happened for me.
Hmm.
Like, I used to proudly tell Amito, आज मैंने ना दाल खाई, अब मेरा protein intake हो गया. And Amito just sends me a screenshot, right, of the nutritional contents of dal. और सीधा उसने बोला, देखो भाई सबसे ऊपर क्या लिखा है? Carbohydrates. So then another example. So I generally don't like gatta, but then there was this mindset that besan is protein. तो मैंने अमितोज को फिर भेजा that I had गट्टा करी टुडे, आज मेरा प्रोटीन हो गया. तो अमितोज ने फिर मेरे को भेजा कि भाई ये देखो, again it is carbohydrate. So a lot of these myths got really transformed for me, because what we think is actually protein is not protein, though they do have a higher content of protein, no doubt. Like if I eat a normal sabji and a dal, probably dal would have a higher protein content, but still the macronutrient is carbs. Still, I'm intaking a lot more carbs. So what is critical is to ensure that this pure protein, like a soya or even low fat paneer, that's really getting into you, which is taking care of your protein needs. So
Wow. Amazing. Prashant just gave you guys a free lesson. I charge for this, but Prashant literally gave it to you. So, no, actually, just adding on to what Prashant said. So, this was regarding the conversation we had that अगर आप कोई भी खाना खाते हो, no matter what food you consume, you need to understand what is the dominant macronutrient in it. And I explained to him that even if you eat a roti, even if you eat a toffee, there will be some form of protein in it, right? Especially if it's made from dairy. But that doesn't mean that it will serve as a protein source because the dominant macronutrient is not protein. वो ऊपर जो कार्ब्स लिखा था वो डोमिनेंट मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट था क्योंकि यूजुअली आप कोई भी न्यूट्रिशन लेबल पढ़ते हो तो सबसे ऊपर जो सबसे हाई मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट की उसके अंदर क्वांटिटी होती है वो लिखा होता है सो विच इज द डोमिनेंट मैक्रो. तो चलो आप लोगों के लिए एक अच्छा लेसन भी हो गया. इफ यू कैन take anything out of this video and use it to your advantage. Me and Prashant, we
जीपे
are going to be the happiest.
अपना जीपे नंबर भेज देता हूँ व्यूअर्स के लिए.
हाँ हाँ, इनका जीपे नंबर इनको भेज देना, वैसे ये भी बात ठीक है. नो वंडर प्रशांत और मैं अब कोलैबोरेशन भी करने वाले हैं. मैं तो सोच ही रहा हूँ, कह रहा हूँ क्या इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हो, अब आप आओ छोड़ो, लोगों को फिट करते हैं साथ में. लॉट्स ऑफ फन. ठीक है. अच्छा तो प्रशांत, माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन टू यू इज गोइंग टू बी कि आपने मुझे बताना है कि पहले इतनी सारी मिथ बस्टिंग जैसे अभी आपने कहा कि आपके साथ हुई. So, how was this program different from the other programs or the other things that you might have tried by yourself or at the gym in the past, right? And second part of the question है कि now we've learned in so much. So please also tell us about your future plans. कि अब क्या फिटनेस के रिगार्ड में आपके फ्यूचर प्लान्स हैं?
So, how this program is different? One, it is very, very customizable. मतलब जो आप खाते हो उसी के basis पे, Amitosh gives you those guidelines, and he doesn't give you. I mean, one of the biggest differences is, a lot of people whom I asked, whom I shared that yes, I'm doing this, and so Amitosh is a full package. He has a doctor, he's a dietitian, and he's of course a fitness instructor. So the first question is, अच्छा वो रोज तुम्हें डाइट देता है कि बना के आज ये खाना है? तो मैंने कहा नहीं. I think that's a big difference, because whenever you talk about a dietitian का मतलब ये होता है कि वो तुम्हें रोज बताता है कि तुम्हें इतना ये खाना है आज. But here, I think the entire concept being, you know, your mindset shift. So he just gives you guidelines. You prepare your own diet.
Right.
So that way it's very, very flexible,
Mm.
right? So that is definitely a key differentiator that I would say,
Mm.
that you are at your own, so you learn, and he's available for whatever doubts or whatever concerns you might have, and जहाँ पे भी कुछ tweaks करना है तो he's so that is definitely a big differentiator, I would say, in terms of getting into this program, right? And over a period of time, now it got developed as such a mindset that that it works for your body, right? And there is nothing, uh, there is no rocket science,
Mm.
right? It is something, because you're eating something which is balanced, and it just works, and it works,
Mm.
right? And the moment you gain that confidence, so now even after completing this program, um, even the association doesn't get complete, but I know how to manage myself, right? अगर मैं कहीं बाहर जाके कुछ खा भी लिया, जंक भी खा लिया, right? I know how to get it back. So it's not कि that I feel guilty that यार मैंने ये खा लिया, अब क्या होगा, इतनी मेहनत करी है.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just
खत्म हो
it's just
गया.
that it is life, यार. I mean, आप आपको enjoy तो करना है life. So you will definitely go out, have some pizza, pasta, या burger खाओगे,
Mm.
right? And Amit has already shared. I mean, you should follow his channel, and he has shared a lot of these insights as well, that that enjoy life, right? But now the techniques, the tricks, not even the tricks, the technique and the process to get back, or to come back to what you want yourself to be. And it's अगर आपने, and there have been times where I've been really, on the weekends I've let myself loose,
Mm.
and I've told Amit यार मैं आज cheating करी है. All he says is it's okay. The only thing you should not do is check your weight after binging outside, right?
Rightly so.
Just
For the
just
right
just
reason.
just come back to the process, and within a few days it's just back to normal.
Amazing. And courtesy, this nice, beautiful, chiseled face giving us this interview, which was not at all prevalent at all. So, like I say, it's not about if I give you a diet plan every day, just like Prashant keh rahe the. Now that is keeping you dependent on me. To be very honest, I am, after a while, I get very irritated with overly being committed to something as well. So, मुझे लगता है, if I teach you the way to do it yourself, maybe you need me once, maybe you need me, to learn what fitness is all about. But I'm very sure, no matter how long you get associated with me, you can't be associated with me for life, because life will take over. You will have other things to do. तो अगर इन 3-4 महीनों के फ्रेम में मैं आपको सिखा देता हूँ कि ये चीजें आपने खुद कैसे करना है, so my work is done, because now I've ensured that you never need a coach ever again. And that is what I think I kept reiterating to Prashant as well. कि ये चीज जब आप करके देखोगे, and I mean, he plunged into the pool completely. Like he said, he went berserk, he traveled, and later, as a proof of concept, when he saw that nothing really went wrong, so many things, so many coagulations, and so many myths in his minds were getting, in his mind were getting busted, and that is what I think has made in all the difference, that he believes in the process so much. So for that, you will have to let yourself go, and you can't expect there should be there should be some form of a dependence always, because dependence will be temporary, your confidence will be permanent, and confidence is what you're seeing on the other end of the screen with a beautiful radiant smiling face. दूसरा आपने आंसर नहीं किया, फ्यूचर प्लान्स क्या है हमारे, वो बताइए.
So future plans, of course, is sustenance, right? That अब ये जो weight आ गया ना, अब ये इससे ऊपर नहीं आना, right? I mean, of course, ऊपर नीचे होता रहेगा, but then there is a range where you need to maintain, right? And I think with the 3 months that I've been with Amitoj, now I have the required ammunition to ensure that it is done, it is taken care of, and without compromising again on anything, right? I still live my life, I still enjoy, but being continuing to be mindful and continuing to know the process. So that is something sustaining for a longer time. And of course, now I was probably at my leanest about a week ago when we did the peak week.
Hmm.
And up, just to probably looking at seeing how do we continue to build muscle, not really bodybuilding type, but then just to give that a nice muscle lean look. So probably it's something that discussing with Amitoj and seeing that how we can work that out as well.
Yeah, so we are definitely going on to work that out even after this call. So I have a lot of insights which I will share with Prashant. Like he also said, the very good part about what he said is that he's a quintessential man telling you about his journey. Because as men, bodybuilding is not the only thing we do. I mean, this is my profession and this is not the only thing I do. I mean, your fathers, then you have responsibilities towards your families, you have your other goals. So finding ways in which fitness can sustainably fit in your life is the only way. Because anything else that you might do will be very, very temporary. And then you'll tell people, oh, when I'm dieting, then only I lose weight. Or when I go to the gym जाने के बाद results क्यों कम हो जाते? तो करना ही इस तरीके से कि वो चीज छूटे ना. आप खाना नहीं छोड़ते, पीना नहीं छोड़ते, ब्रश करना नहीं छोड़ते डेली. तो
Yeah.
आप अपनी बॉडी का ध्यान रखना कैसे छोड़ सकते हो? उसके लिए अगर आप 45 मिनट्स 1 घंटा निकाल रहे हो, वो तो नेसेसिटी है, वो गनीमत भी नहीं है. इट्स नॉट इवन लाइक समथिंग दैट इज a privilege. It is something that everybody must do. So yeah, we are getting Prashant into the muscle building part, the ascension part of the program, where I'll be helping him gain lean muscle, and we'll also make sure that the guy who's sitting in the next testimonial interview is going to be 10 notches higher than what this person looks like right now. आप कुछ कह रहे थे प्रशांत अभी?
नहीं, no, go ahead, go ahead.
मुझे लगा आप कुछ कहने लगे थे. ठीक है, तो फाइनल क्वेश्चन है मेरा प्रशांत. um, so this is the final question we asked to all our ISP members, and I want to get your take on it. So what would you say to the people who are watching you right now on this video, who are just like you, who are planning to get started with their fitness journey, but then there's something which is still holding them back? Maybe they are too caught up in family responsibilities. Maybe they are busy working professionals like yourself who don't get time from the office, right? And then they don't know how to fit fitness into their lives. Or they have a busy schedule, they have other commitments which are holding them back from getting into fitness and seeing what their body is actually capable of and making a life changing health transformation. So उनके लिए आप क्या कहना चाहोगे regarding what they
तो मैं
should do and why?
पहली बात तो ये है कि there is I think one of the first things that you should invest on is your health. Because अगर वही आपका एरिया वर्क नहीं करेगा, so you know whatever you're doing in your work, in your business, family, whatever, right, everything gets impacted. या तो आप अभी अपने हेल्थ पे इन्वेस्ट करो, या बाद में जब चीजें प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो जाएंगी तब आप then it's a different level of investment, right? So one thing, and probably that's one of the things why I got into this program, because I kept telling myself also, यार मेरा तो busy schedule है, there's so many things that I'm into, and नहीं काम करेगा, मैं अपने हिसाब से जो करूंगा मैं कर लूंगा, but then it really didn't work for me, right? And keeping health as an important context, uh, there is no other thing that can be given a priority. So first thing is invest on your health. There is बाकी सब चीजें हो जाएंगी. Health एक ऐसी चीज है जो once it's down the dumps, it's very difficult to get back, right? So and I was very clear that मेरे को कोई medication नहीं लेना है आगे जाके. So I'm at this stage and with this fitness and sustenance that I see myself fit. And in fact, one of the things that I really told Amitoj also at the start, that I want to be so fit that even at the age of 60, 70, right? And my son also loves sports, and I'm there, I'm fit enough to play with him, right? तो वो मेरा ड्रीम है, या वो मेरा एक विजन है कि that I stay fit. And again, this is one thing I'm going to tell everybody, that don't hesitate to invest on your health. 1 घंटा तो निकाल ही सकते हो. Plus, the best part about Amitoj is that वो इतना customizable है. It's a very, very customized program, right? Even if you work out one day a week, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever works for you, you just start with that. And the moment I'm sure the moment you start seeing that this program really works, and there are, apart from me, there are numerous other proof that this program works, automatically it will come. So I don't think committing to 1 hour a day on your fitness is a big deal. And imagine without compromising on your food or anything. It's not a bland diet or things like that, which generally puts people away from getting into this kind of a program. So don't hesitate to invest on your health. It's probably the most important thing that God has given you. So take good care of it. So that's one thing I really want to say. Second is that it's, as I said, it's not like a 1 year gym membership or 6 month gym membership कि भाई जिम गए, आपने वर्कआउट करा, काम हो गया आपका, उसके बाद क्या? Or getting into a diet, you go into a crash diet, you go a liquid diet, ये सब करो. There are a lot of options that are available, but it's not sustainable, right? तो sustainable बनने के लिए, right, for you to be able to still maintain, still take care of yourself, still be or maintain that level of fitness. So building that mindset, knowing that process, I think this is something that really Amitoj and his team have really helped on, and probably that's their belief also that ये 3 महीने में आपको ऐसे ट्रेन करेंगे that उसके बाद आपको किसी के हेल्प की जरूरत नहीं, right? It's something that's really, it becomes part of you, and and it's so easy to sustain. It really becomes a way of life. Second, I think another point is there is so much of knowledge that Amitoj has. I'm really inspired by the amount of knowledge this guy has about the body, about the health, and
दिखा रहा
okay.
कैन यू सी नाउ?
Yeah, yeah. आपका स्क्रीन फ्रीज हो गया था. I don't know how much कहाँ
आपका
तक
भी फ्रीज हो गया, मुझे लगा शायद देयर इज एन इंटरनेट इशू फ्रॉम योर हैंड. आप नॉलेज वाला पॉइंट बोल रहे थे. यू कैन टेक इट अप फ्रॉम देयर, वी कैन
हाँ,
एडिट
ठीक
इट.
है. So recording is on. So I think one of the key aspects also is how knowledgeable Amitoj is, and the support from his team. I mean, even things like if you drink more water doesn't lead to water retention. I mean, what?
Yeah.
मतलब, I mean, so you get to whatever you're doing, and like whether it's workout, whether it's a diet, or whether you know whatever you're following as part of the process, he has all the answers. Which really help to really get that thing that yes, whatever you're doing, you know that you're doing something which is right,
Hmm.
or there is a science behind it. It's not just blindly following something.
Absolutely.
So that is one thing I really admire, that yes, this is the kind of I mean, you'll get answers to everything, and then that just builds your trust that yes, you're getting into something which is backed by science, which is backed by a lot of information, a lot of knowledge that over the years Amitoj has surely done a lot of effort there. And you, at the end, when you have that conversation with him, you feel convinced that हाँ यार, ये जो बोल रहा है ना really makes sense, and how that is going to you know really work on your body. So like I gave you the example of water retention, or even if it's having potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Potatoes as well. So true. Yeah. I was thinking about what were these things I told you. Also, बहुत अच्छी चीज यहाँ पे प्रशांत ने बोली और मैं इस चीज से अग्री करता हूँ. Before we just wrap in the interview, because we've had a very nice long discussion, and I'm so grateful that Prashant decided to be very, very vocal and open about it. A lot of coaches will tell you the what, कि क्या करना है, but they won't tell you the why. अब आपको पता ही नहीं है कि मैं अगर आपको कुछ करने को बोल रहा हूँ और क्यों बोल रहा हूँ वो करने, तो वो एक क्वेश्चन मार्क आपके माइंड में हमेशा रहेगा that okay, this works, but why does it work? So I think Prashant and I, we've had very long calls and very long discussions on making him understand, and that is one credit I would give to him. I don't have it with every client that we work with, that he had this inquisitiveness, right? This hunger to know and learn it. एंड मैं यही सोच रहा था अभी जब प्रशांत बात कर रहे थे कि हम अपनी लाइफ में जब हमें अपना करियर बनाना होता है, वी गेट द बेस्ट एट द क्राफ्ट बिकॉज वी वांट टू गेट पेड, वी वांट टू टेक केयर ऑफ आवर फैमिलीज, राइट? सिमिलरली अगर हम अपनी हेल्थ को भी उतनी ही प्रायोरिटी दें एंड एक बार एफर्ट करके सोचे कि नहीं यार 3 महीने में अपनी हेल्थ को दूंगा एंड आई विल learn whatever there is to learn because it's not rocket science, it's common sense mostly, then I mean we are unstoppable. एंड इंसान की तो लाइफ में ही 3 पिलर होते हैं, हेल्थ, वेल्थ और रिलेशनशिप्स। तो जब हम बाकी दो को इतना तवज्जो देते हैं, इतना फोकस देते हैं, अगर प्रशांत के एग्जाम्पल से हेल्थ को भी इतना दे दें, आई मीन आवर कंट्री वुड बी इन सच अ बेटर, सच अ हेल्थियर प्लेस. I mean, somebody on the group, remember Prashant, messaged on how obesity is growing in our country, right? It's just
Correct.
because we don't have the right knowledge.
And
वही
it's a key
पुरानी बात है.
deterrent for it's a key deterrent for the growing economy. For India to be a developed nation, we have to have fit people.
Absolutely. And people who don't rely on pharmaceuticals, because pharmaceuticals will just prolong or delay the inevitable. Your health is what will, keep you sane for the long term. And I
True.
think Prashant has just given and spilled all the beans away. So, guys, I think this. Any parting words, Prashant? Anything you want to say
No,
before?
no, just again, I mean, blindly, uh, and get yourself associated with Amitoj. I think as I said, it's something which is sustainable, doable, uh, results. You can see the results, and it's sustainable. So, just get into it. Don't delay investing on your health.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm so grateful for such wonderful words and such nice, I mean, detailed time frame Prashant has given me. A lot of times we do these interviews and they are done. Trust me, Prashant, I can see, I can feel the vibe coming in from the interview that he's really, really, wanted to impart the knowledge that he's learned. And I'm so grateful to be associated with people like him. And we'll soon be back with another testimonial video. And this time around, like I said, he's not going to be alone. His wife is also going to be there. So, guys, all in all, this concludes our testimonial interview for today. I would like to thank you, Mr. Prashant Gopal, for taking out your time, your time from the busy schedule that you have. I know so many things you do. And I really wish you all the very best. I wish you success in all realms of your life. And I sincerely hope and pray that you keep crushing it so that you just go upwards from here when it comes to the results that you achieved in terms of your health and fitness, right? And guys, this is it. I would just hope that you guys received a ton of value from this interview. And most importantly, got motivated to start your fitness journey with us, not tomorrow, day after, or next month, but today itself. And that too without giving up on your life, because we understand that fitness can only be a part of your life. We just have to make it worthwhile without giving up on the other responsibilities and other joys of life you experience, right? So, whatever your fitness goals, we here at Team ASF are here to help you achieve them in a quick, rightful, customizable, and sustainable manner. So, we'll soon be back with another testimonial. Until then, I'm Coach Amitoj, and with me is Mr. Prashant Gopal. We both are signing off. Bye bye. Take care.
All
And
right.
see you soon.
Cheers.
All right. 1 minute. Let me just stop the recording.